Yo, what's going on?
Yo.
We're Los Chucanos.
What's up, y'all?
This is the Chucano Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is our first time. What is the Chucano Podcast? We're gonna try to interview anybody and everybody that's creative here in the local scene of El Paso. And we're hoping that once you get to know everybody, we can bring the music scene together, and we can really help each other out. So I want you to get to know us first. My name is Jake. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitar player of Los Chucanos. And this is...
My name is Chris. I'm known as Guy. That's what everybody calls me. I am a bass player for Los Chucanos, and we've been doing this for 3 years now? Maybe 4?
We've been doing this project since 2016, yeah.
It's right here.
Man, that's great. That's great shit. I'm Danny. I'm the new guitar player, actually. Came out of drums last year. We got a new drummer, and we decided to put me back in guitar. We used to do that back in the day, so it was always the funnest, and we just decided.
So originally you were the drummer for this project, started in 2016 by us three. And we're also accompanied by our brothers Jordan Quintana on the trombone and background vocals. And the newest addition that we got, who's been playing with us for a few months now, is JJ Hernandez on the drums. And he's also going to get into some background vocals too. And you guys are going to meet them in probably the next episode or two. So what I want to get started with, guys, let's start from the beginning, man. How did we get started into music? What were your influences? And just how just take it from the top, man. Anybody got some good memories and stuff?
My journey when it comes to music, I remember when I was a kid, my oldest brother had Bone Thugs, and he was banging Eazy-E and fucking, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and all that. Of course, naturally, being a little kid, I was like, oh, that sounds cool. My brother listened to it, so I was like, that's even cooler,
Hell yeah.
So I grew up, listening to rap and hip hop at the beginning. As I got a little older, I met this guy right here. Changed my life, big time.
I don't know for the better, but I definitely changed it.
Well, I mean, that's where the actual journey began, because you got me into rock, and I wasn't into rock. I was over here trying to be all, thugged out and fucking, Bone Thugs.
I still think you're thugged out, though.
Well, just a little bit.
Yeah, you are.
But
that was 98.
Yeah,
Lay 'em straight.
So that's where it all started. I remember going to your house, and I remember knocking on your door, not even knowing your fucking name. Ooh, I went up there and I knocked on the door. Good thing he fucking answered, dude. Because if he didn't answer,
you probably would have broken.
I would have been like, "Oh, is the kid who lives here?" I wouldn't even know what I would have said. So
what made you come in and knock on my door, though? I saw you on the bus. I don't think we had any classes together.
We didn't have any classes together.
What made you come around?
So what I remember, my first interaction with you, because I don't remember you on the bus. I remember we were playing basketball, and Jake looked like a fucking high school kid. I was like in 6th grade, dude. He looked like he was.
Wait. Elaborate on that. Was he tall?
He was tall.
I was this height.
He was fucking tall. He had a mustache. He had fucking those big old ears on him.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so we were playing basketball, and this dude just whooped our fucking ass, dude.
Just picture me like this, but 100 pounds lighter, and was still with a thicker mustache than I have now.
I was probably maybe a foot shorter, but so we're playing basketball, dude, and this dude just whooped our ass, and I'm over here, questioning hey, what grade are you in? You know what I mean? Because I thought he was an 8th grader. Or whatever.
He made me show him my school ID, dude.
So he pulled out the ID, and he's a 6th grader, and I was like, oh shit, dude. I was like, all right, cool. So I remember seeing him on the bus now, because we actually had a interaction, and then
now you remember the face. Now you're recognizing.
Yeah.
My bad. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I was the new kid on the block because I had just moved from Fabens. I had just moved from Fabens to Horizon, which is a little town in ElPaso, Texas, on the outskirts of El Paso, Texas, where we're from. First of all, Los Chucanos means the El Pasoan, by the way. We'll get into the meaning of our name a little bit later. So I was a new kid on the block, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't trust anybody. I was just kind of like, dang, I'm in a big school. I've never seen so many kids before, you know, because I came from such a smaller town, Fabens. And so this dude got with me, and I was jamming probably in my garage or something.
Well, when I had knocked on the door, I remember you had answered, and I think we had came inside. I don't remember exactly if we started playing video games. I don't know if we played like the Nintendo 64 or but I remember that one thing. I also remember you playing guitar at one point, and I'm like, what the fuck, this guy plays guitar? I'm like, this guy's a fucking nerd, man.
So we were like 11 at the time.
Yeah,
and I looked like a nerd. I still look like a nerd.
So
it's a cactus piece.
It's a cactus piece.
It's a cactus piece.
So
History hyenas.
I don't know if it was the same day, but I remember he started showing me how to play bass, and he started showing me like how to play Oye Como Va.
From
And
Santana, yeah.
He's always shared that story with us. It's always been that was the first song.
That was the first one.
And like I used to jam that shit in my garage, dude. Like, ooh, man.
Bum, bum,
He remembers it.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
So
Go ahead.
he was showing me how to play that, and I was like, I kind of was frustrated with it. And I was like, what the fuck? And like from there on, like it was kind of in my head, like, yeah, maybe cool, that would be cool. But I actually never like gravitated, like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do this. When I really was like, yeah, dude, like, I want to fucking be in a band, was when I went to Double Dave's and I saw.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're
I
jumping
saw
ahead.
them.
With
I saw them play, dude, with Realm, dude.
Yeah.
We were fucking. This is already jumping back, like.
Yeah, we're
back to
jumping a little
freshman.
ahead of time.
How much time do we have?
So check this out. When I moved to El Paso, I knew I wanted to make a band. So you lived right next to me. I said, hey, man, try to play bass. You're like, I don't know how to play anything, man. I was like, it's all right. I have a bass. I got a little amp. You just play that, and I'll play my acoustic. So I was already trying to recruit people, dude. Like at 6th grade.
Yeah, you're like, let's see what's up.
I was 11, dude. I was already trying to recruit. So that's when Guy came into the picture, and we became good friends. And Guy didn't join the music until later on, but that's how our friendship started. So let's fast forward a little bit. Then I got with my boy Albert Mario Carrasco, and he was a drummer. And we started jamming in his garage just down the street from here.
We're just talking about that right now.
And so I had a drummer, and it was me and him. And we were doing like Sugar Ray songs and stuff like that. And I was letting Guy know what was going on, just kind of enticing him like, hey, man. But, you know, he wasn't ready yet. He was
maybe I want to do this with us.
Yeah.
Like,
Another thing that happened too is that so Jake and I were friends, you know, from 6th to 8th grade. The only thing is that when I went to 8th grade, I had moved to Inzer. So at this point, I wasn't seeing Jake as often anymore because
we were in different schools.
So
and
we
of course,
used
at
to
the time, there was no cell phones. It was like back in the day.
The craziest shit is that he was supposed to go to Inzer, but he decided not to because, you know, he was with his situation.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend since 6th grade. And we'll get into all that stuff later. And I decided to stay when they opened up the new school near our house. I was like, no, I'm going to stay in my old school because my girlfriend's over there.
So Enzer was a new school.
Yeah, it was a new school in
school
Horizon.
you guys were at was what?
We were in Clark Middle School out in
Oh,
El Paso.
yeah, where I
You went to
went.
Clark too,
where I
yeah.
went to, yeah.
But I didn't. Dude, I recognize you because like from high school, like you look familiar to me, like because you were unique too. But hold on, we're jumping.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So let me fast forward a little bit. I started a little band called Realm, an original band in 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And we were doing original rock and roll music, alternative music, a little heavy. At the time, that's what was going on. And after that, 8th grade, that's when you saw us play at Double Dave's. No, after 8th grade, going into 9th grade, that's when we opened up for our guitarist's big brother's band at Double Dave's. And they were called PDA, Public Display of Affection.
Which is
like
no. Whose older brother's band was
it? It was Danny Treviso's, my godbrother. It was his older
brother's band, and they asked you guys to come play.
So we were nervous as shit, and we were like 13 years old, about to be 14, and we were like, "Fuck, man!" And I remember, like, as soon as the first song started, I just remember like my left knee couldn't stop shaking, and I was like,
You were scared you were getting
and
that
I just
twitch?
closed my eyes and I just kept singing, man, and I was just like tripping out.
Real quick, shout out to Danny Treviso and Aaron Nunez too.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
My
man.
boys. And so let's fast forward a little more.
Anthony Bryant.
Oh yeah, and Anthony Bryant on the
Anthony
bass.
Bryant, for sure.
So then we fast forward a little more. So now we're freshmen in America's high school in El Paso, and then we changed from Realm because we changed some members, and we became Angel Syndrome. And from Angel Syndrome, at this time, Danny went to go do his own thing, Danny Treviso, and Anthony Bryant went to go do his own thing. That's when Guy came in 2003.
At this point, I still didn't know how to play bass, dude.
No. But at this time, you were walking into something a little more structured, a little more organized.
Yeah, it was a little easier for him to, once Jake
Yeah.
put down the training, like, okay, I can follow that now. And the other day, we're actually, just to really quickly, we were just watching some old videos, and we're like, oh, man, Guy, back in the day, you would just follow. You'd follow everything. And nothing compared to what you are right now. You know what I mean? Nothing compared to what you are right now. It was more of like it was more direct. It had more formation.
I just grooved on the root of the.
Yeah.
It had more formation then. So it was like, he always says that he's not that good, and we all grew together. But yeah, you could tell the difference from the video. Even us.
Yeah,
we were watching it the other day. Like,
and it was
wow.
it was more fitting for that style of music for the bass to kind of halfway follow the music and stuff like that, and that's Angel Syndrome stuff. So then, come 2003, 2004, after Guy got back in, after Guy joined the band in Angel Syndrome, he's like, "Yo, you remember you told me?"
It was 03 because I was a junior.
No.
Yeah.
But when I got into Angel Syndrome was 2002.
My bad.
Okay.
I was a sophomore.
So Guy was with us for a whole year, and then he's like, "Yo, man, I know this dude named Danny in my class, and he's pretty bad, dude. Like, let's try him out."
We had Miss Manico.
Miss Monaco.
I think it was English.
Speech or, no,
Shout
it
out
was
to
like-
Miss Manico.
It was English or reading.
She does
the
English.
Short lady, right?
She does
Yeah.
English. She does
The
English.
short lady. Yeah. She reminds you of the lady from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Edna.
Yeah.
Edna.
So,
she
like-
was really nice though.
So, Guy, tell us how
First of
Danny
all-
got into the band
first
with
of
us.
all, fuck Pauly D, dude. Danny had the first fucking blowout, dude. First blowout, dude. And dude, like I was saying earlier, dude, you were unique, dude. Like, you had the fucking spiky hair. You had your fucking guitar.
It was your
dude.
rebel days.
Oh
dude.
God! If I could show you guys a picture right now,
Dude,
it looked
he
like
had-
Vegeta.
You had the fucking dude. It was fucking
Yeah.
dope, and I was just like, this guy looks fucking cool, man. And what's it called? He always had his guitar, so naturally, yeah, we started talking, and like he became my friend, and sure enough, I introduced him to the band, and dude, like from that fucking day, he gelled. Like, it was like he was a missing link, dude. He wasn't. It was like he was missing, and we didn't have to get to know him. He just came in.
It was actually
And-
funny though how I met this dude. Like everybody always talked about him, right? Obviously, sorry. Jacob was always that. He'd always been that musician in high school, and everybody would always like, oh, Jacob Casillas, he does this and that, and everybody knew him from Ram. I went to some Ram shows back in the day at Double Dave's.
Oh,
I'll never
cool.
forget that. But when I met Jake, everybody would, everybody had their opinions and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, Jake's kind of, which it makes sense now. Jake's kind of like very persistent, and I was like, okay, and then so what? But I didn't get it then. None of us would have got it then because it was just like high school garage band shit, right? We're like, oh, what do you mean persistent? We didn't understand. And I made some of the people elaborate, like, what are you trying to say? Like, well, Jacob's really like firm with what he wants to do. So anyways, I guess Guy had already talked to him, but what were you going to say?
Yeah, I just had an idea of what we were doing, and we were just in our own little world, and we didn't even really consider what was going on around us or how we were even being perceived. We were just like, we're the rocker dudes, and we do our thing, and we hang out by ourselves, and we do our thing, and we go play shows, and everybody's too young to get into our shows.
Yeah, but I think like everybody didn't understand that you were aggressive with what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because you're aggressive, persistent because you wanted better, and I mean that
Yeah.
coming out good now because you
I
can
also
tell.
think it was that and a lot of confidence too. He was very, very confident. He was
Yeah.
very
yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, so I'm in class one day, and we had been talking about him, me and some other people, and they're like, oh yeah, Jake, this and that, and I guess Guy had already put word out to Jacob, and whatever, we're in class, and then he turns over at me, and he's in his chair, and I don't remember what class it was, but I guess the teacher apparently didn't really care that much. And Jake goes like, "Hey, come here," and I'm like, "You looking at me?" Like, and he, "Come here," and he had his acoustic, so I walk over. And we just start jamming right there, dude. The teacher hears him. She didn't even like bat an eye. She was just like, I don't care. Just do whatever you want to do. And he's like, you like it, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, hey, why don't you come over and jam with us? But I guess at the time they had already spoken about it. Like, let's see what's up with Danny. Of course, I had my guitar because that's what I did, you know. And then, well, that's where it all started.
So then you came over. We had a practice, and it clearly, you know, it clearly seemed like you were just getting started. And I said, don't worry, I can work with that. I can work with it, and I talked to Guy, and I talked to Aaron Nunez on the drums. Shout out to Aaron.
Oh yeah.
And I talked to them. I said, hey man, you know what? We can get him in as long as he has the determination, as long as he has the dedication. We can do it.
But at first,
and that's what happened.
Yeah, but at first, and again, I don't know why he did it or whatever. But Jake would always like, oh, my other homeboy wants a guitar player for his band. It was Demoic, Josh Acosta. Yeah. And he would try to push me off like,
shout out to Josh Acosta.
What's up, Chino?
Yeah, he'd be like, hey, this guy from Des Moines. Well, actually, they weren't called Des Moines at the time. He was barely forming the band. But Jacob kept pressing me on him. But just like a little fucking like bird, I just always showed up to the practices, and I was like, show me. And I could tell Jacob. But at first, I thought like, well, is he being mean, or is he kind of like, let me see what's up? But I guess with that having been said, that he pushed me like that. And when I got in there, we had nothing. Like, he put me on we were just talking about it. He put me on a little SB2 PA speaker with a head. We covered it with some stuff. He started showing me some stuff, and I followed just for a little bit.
Didn't you put Doors?
I had a Doors
banner.
I had a Doors Stella that I still have it. My brother Joe bought me a Doors
and we
like
would put that to hide the speaker
so
that your guitar amp was.
Put the head on top. But At first, he would like follow this, follow that, and I did it. And then all of a sudden, a couple of practices in, I just started playing my own thing, and it was just something else. And then Jacob stopped looking at me and going like, "No, follow me." Jacob started going like, "What the shit is this guy doing?" And then this guy would turn around and he'd go like, "Oh man!" And then Aaron, of course, again, we were talking about it. Aaron's little piece drum set behind it would come out the back like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" And then just keep doing what you're doing, and then get better and get better. And they would just figure out little things, little licks that I really liked, and it formed like that. And after that, Jake never told me again about Josh. No more Josh. I was like, "What happened with Josh? Don't even talk about him ever again." You know what I mean? You're not going anywhere. You know what I mean?
And then we got you in the vocals, and we wrote a lot of songs. And by the end of that project, Angel Syndrome. It had one last formation, which was Blue Throne Poets. And after high school, we moved to Phoenix, and we separated for a little while from you.
Hold on. Before we get there, what were your influences? Like, what was your inspiration? Like, how?
Okay. So when I first started playing guitar, I was 7 years old, and
was it the thing?
Yeah. Check. Sorry, guys. We're gonna get better gear. We're working on it. I was 7 years old. I was living in Fabens in a little trailer. I didn't even have a room. I just slept in the living room. And I right away. Hey, no one can hear you after. So
hey man, I hope you don't have no fucking Rona.
Yeah, man. Shoot, dude.
You got the Rona?
Hey, man.
You're gonna get a goddamn.
All right. Yeah. So first thing.
I think his clip's broken. Here. Hold on. Here.
Yeah, there we go. So, sorry about that, guys. I got into the Beatles, man. I saw the movie Hard Day's Night. I saw the movie Hard Day's Night. And I was like, damn. Like, these kids are like jamming and they're making their own music and they sound awesome. And I was thinking, man, they probably went to school and they probably became like, they probably got like their master's degree in music, like to do this. And then my dad's like, no, they're just kids from England. They got together. They're a bunch of best friends. And they made this music together. And I said, you don't even have to go to school to do that?
So you kind of
Yeah.
saw like it was a profession, like
Yeah.
well, I mean, obviously it is a profession, but like something like you have to study for.
Yeah,
something you have
as
to-
a
He
as a
felt that
little
way.
kid, like if you see anybody do anything professionally, then you think, oh, they're professionals. They went to school and stuff. So I was like, man, dude, like that'd be cool. Like if I go to school, I can do that too. And then I realized, oh, you can be like a kid and you can do that and you can get into that. And that blew my mind as a poor kid. You know, I was like, wow, like I can do that. Like I don't even have to go to school and stuff. Of course, it helps, but you know, that's what blew my mind, dude. And so my influences were all oldie music. You know, I was listening to a lot of Sonny and the Sunliners. I was listening to Bretton Wood, the Beach Boys, of course the Beatles. Those were like my heaviest influences when I started playing music. It took me a couple years, but I remember even when I was 8 years old that I even started writing a song then. And I was writing a song called Time. And I remember it was like 2 chords. It was just like F and C because I couldn't do too many chords. And it was like the worst, boringest song ever. And we would go to my uncle's house because he had a swimming pool. And we'd be hanging out there and he'd bring out his guitar. And then my dad would be like, hey, play that little song you've been working on. And I remember just being nervous trying to play that song and it sucked. But even then I knew I wanted to write my own music. And so my influences are a lot of oldies. My older brother, Isaac, he used to always listen to a lot of hip-hop as well. He used to listen to a lot of Bone Thugs, of course, that you mentioned
I think we
before.
can agree all of our brothers listen to all the
Yeah.
old hip hop, all the
Yeah, because it's the
shit.
90s. It's the
Yeah,
90s at
yeah.
the time, and hip-hop
Gangster
was
rap.
huge, and gangster rap, and Ice Cube, and Tupac, and Biggie, and all that. So it was a really good time. But I remember still thinking, like, I want to do what the Beatles did. Like, I can do that. So that's my influence, and that's how I started out. And my uncle gave me a book. This is the last thing I'll say about this topic. My uncle gave me a guitar tab book of the Beatles collection, and I just learned every single song. And once I learned every single song,
Which uncle?
my Uncle Phil.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to my Uncle Phil. He
Shout
gave me
out
an
Uncle Phil.
old Beatles book from like the 70s. He's like, here, mijo, so that way you can learn how to play guitar. And I just learned that whole book. And as soon as I learned how to play that whole book, I knew how to play guitar. And I would sing.
Yeah.
I would sing and play at the same time. And really, I always, now that I think about it, now that I think about it, I think that I'm a singer that plays guitar. And I think about it like this. I just play well enough for me to sing. That's what I think.
Oh, I mean, it's hard to do both. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's hard
but
to do both.
I just think that if you ask me what kind of musician I am, I say I'm a singer that plays guitar, and I'm a songwriter.
It's funny, and I'm not trying to cut you off. It's just funny how like certain people, certain things, certain people have their opinions about it. You know, like I know people that when I was coming up doing music, you guys know all this stuff. We'll get into that later, but they would tell me like, "Oh, you just look like an asinine person. Like you thought you were better than everybody." Because I would play and sing, so I understand what you're saying. You know, it's just, I guess in this aspect, it's like the love of music, and us three have been together for so long. We kind of understand that, like, in our heads, in our thing, it's not just about like, oh, we want to be better, because we want to be better. We wanted to be famous. We wanted to book it. We would have done it a long time ago.
We wanted to make a living.
We really wanted to introduce our our artisticness into the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
There he is.
go ahead, say, I'm sorry.
What I want to know is what influenced you to play fucking guitar. So how did you get into like?
Because we know the guy, I got him into it. Well, real quick before you start, I know I got you into playing music, and I got you to play bass. Did you have any goals or like, I'm going to come in, and once I learn how to play bass, I'm going to do this because I've been listening to this. Did you have any of those?
Not at the time.
Okay.
At the time, I was very naive and like somewhat meek to my reality. So I was just going with the flow, pretty
Yeah.
much the whole fucking time, dude. I felt like, like now looking back, going like I wasn't like, there. You know what I mean? Like
No, I think you were in the moment.
yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
You weren't looking too forward, but you were in the moment. Like,
Yeah.
this sounds cool. I'm going to do it. It sounds fun. We have a good time.
Yeah, but like
So that's like the purest.
when I started to progress a little bit, was like maybe about 7-8 years ago, maybe. That's when I actually started. It was because of you too, because when I had stopped playing music for a long time. It was like maybe fucking 4 years, maybe. I'm not too sure how long it was. But I started talking to you again, and you're like, "Hey, dude, come play bass with me." And I was so like nervous about it. I was like, "Fuck, man, dude, I hadn't played bass in a long fucking time."
We started like all the covers and stuff like that.
No.
Oh, we started what?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
No. Hold on.
Something
We'll
else?
get to
No,
that.
go ahead.
Yeah. So Danny had a pretty fucking established band, Alatics, which had succeeded, and you guys were going hard. You guys had an album out and everything.
Yeah, you guys were doing big things.
You guys are doing fucking huge
We're
things.
doing good.
We were living in Houston at the time. When we came back, we were still separated from you, and you were here doing your own thing. And we'll get into that with you. I'm
Yeah.
going to let you tell that story.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
jumping the story pretty fucking drastically.
That's
but
all
I'm
right.
just trying to
That's
say,
all right.
proof point.
There's so much stuff we have to say. It's like we're just trying to get it all out. But
So like when I started seeing you guys and started hanging out with you guys more, and I was just like, oh, that's fucking dope. And I remember had one time you guys were beefing with Aaron. Shout out
wait.
to Aaron Velasquez.
Oh, okay, Aaron Velasquez. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I told you like, hey, come
Yeah.
try out. Let's see if you can do it.
So I came, and dude, I couldn't handle it. You guys were fucking, doing some metal.
It was
that
super
I wasn't
aggressive.
used
It
to.
was
Yeah.
super aggressive.
We'll
So-
get there. So that's guys. So is that your your timeline, your progression into the full facet musician that you ended up becoming?
Well, so once I started playing bass for Desert Wild Child, I started learning more songs, and I started, which I never did as a kid. Like maybe I learned like 2 or 3 songs, and the only music I knew as a kid, as a bass player growing up, was our music. Aside from
Our original
The
music,
original-
Yeah,
Our
Angel
original
Syndrome,
music.
Blue Throne Poets.
aside from a couple Deftones, and
I don't think any
like,
of us ever messed with covers. I mean, learning
Well,
stuff, but
I mean, Jake did. Jake knew a lot of music.
but I mean, in the sense that we were gonna actually go perform somewhere playing that shit. You know what I mean?
So where you were playing music or starting to learn how to play music before you met us. So take us through your journey.
So I think I'm like, I want to say I'm maybe my son's age, about 11, 12.
Shout out to Nova.
My boy.
He's
my
got a
boy.
YouTube page.
Yeah, he got a YouTube. We'll bring that up later. We'll
Yeah,
let you
yeah,
know what
shout
it
out.
is. Because we told him, hey, if you want to participate, we go back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, about Nova's age, and my cousin, he's an officer now. He's a police officer. But when he was younger, he was a real travieso dude. Okay, so he would come over with my uncle all the time, my dad's favorite brother. They would just hang out all the time. But this one time he comes over, and it was at the time that Tears in Heaven was really famous. So he came with an acoustic and he starts playing it.
Yeah, Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, yeah, Tears in Heaven. He starts playing it, right? So I remember I sat down with him and I was like watching him, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. Like, and I'm watching his fingers, I'm watching everything he's doing. Cool, whatever. So we get through that, whatever, and I'm like, oh, my cousin, and then he would come over every other weekend, and then, hey, look at the guitar I got. And he was a right-handed player, so it was flipped. So one time he comes over with an old school BC Rich clear acrylic BC Rich. I'm like, what? So I'm like, I want that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and he told me the same thing that we follow. Me and Jake, you learn how to play on acoustic first, and then you can learn on electric.
Yeah.
Make it sound better. So he would just do it all the time. But then all of a sudden he had one kid. I remember going with him. He was younger, and he had his apartment with his wife. And then I was like, oh, he doesn't play anymore. And then I would tell my dad, and my dad would tell me, you come from a long line of musicians.
Oh shit.
So I'd go to reunions and stuff and hear all that stuff. I was a little kid. So one time my dad goes to the what do you call it?
The reunion?
No,
Or-
the Jesus
pawn
Christ,
shop.
I'm sorry, no, not the pawn shops. I can't even think about it right now. Like the Bronco, the swap meets.
Yeah,
I'm
the swap
sorry.
meet.
He would go to the swap meet. So one time he come home with a acoustic guitar, right? And I swear I felt like he did it on. Now I know he did it on purpose. At the time I was like, no, he did it on purpose. He's like, look, boys, because it was me and my 3 brothers. Look, boys, I bought this guitar, but don't you touch it. It's in my closet. Like, kind of persuading me, like, let's see if this little motherfucker will touch it, right?
Like reverse psychology, right?
Yeah, right. So I would always, after school, I'd run home.
Hey.
I'd run home like crazy.
Look at someone when you're talking.
Sorry, my bad.
Who are you looking at?
I would run home like crazy. And
This guy's all wild.
My brother Andy would go like, hey, man, don't touch it because Dad's going to find out. So then I'd go to the closet and I'd start just strumming it away. And I didn't even know how to do it. But
you didn't know any chords or anything?
Yeah, fortunately, like, now I know. The guy he bought it from, it was a nylon acoustic. He put metal strings on it. So I didn't know. My dad didn't know.
Yeah.
But I would just go strum it away, dude. Strum it away. Until finally, I think a string broke or something. And my brother Joe went into high school and he got a guitar school. Or a guitar class, I'm sorry. And my dad sent it to go get nylon strings put on, blah, blah, whatever. But
hold on, real quick.
Would not mess with, like.
So Joe took it to school because... Was he in guitar class? Did
yeah,
Joe take?
Yeah, he got guitar class because he
Joe
wanted to,
oh shit, I never knew that.
Joe wanted to be cool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, shout out to Porno. Shout out to Porno.
Fuck that puto. No, he wanted to be cool. So he takes this thing to school, right? And he gets in guitar class. Of course, he's just like, I just want to get girls, think I play guitar. So I'm like, cool, dude, whatever.
You got to check out our band Dirty Sanchos on Instagram and Facebook too.
Oh yeah.
That'll come up a little more later.
So anyways, like years down the road, that guitar, he tells my dad, like, hey, I'm going to take you to school, right? And me, I'm sitting in the back like, don't take that from me because that was in the closet and I really want to play it. And
yeah,
you don't even care about it as much as I do. Turns out anyways, this asshole takes it to school. He gets in guitar class. He probably gets some girls and they're like, oh my God, you're so cute. He leaves the fucking guitar in the guitar class and they steal it.
Oh,
so
shit.
when I finally get up, he's 4 years ahead of me.
Yeah, he's 4 years older.
When I finally get up into class, I'm like, hey, Pop, where's that guitar? And he's like, oh, your brother never brought it home. So this dickhead graduated, lost the guitar, and I'm like, dude, you didn't even care, dude. Like, you didn't even care about, leaving that for me.
So
but anyways, we got another one.
Then you got another one.
And I just started playing from there.
What did you want to play? What were you trying to do? Were you like, I'm gonna make my own band? Were you like, I'm gonna be the singer?
What drove you?
Like, what were you trying to play? What were you listening to that were you making you want to play?
Like, what was your source of inspiration? What drove you to learn how to play? Because
everything, man.
Learning an instrument, in my opinion, is it takes you have to fucking sit there.
You got to have a reason. You got to have a lot of dedication, man.
So
it's not something you can take lightly.
So I really
hold on. Real quick. I'm sorry. I don't look. Go ahead. Joe's excuse to fucking play guitar and all that shit was mine too. Like I was thinking about girls, and I was like,
it's all of ours.
Well, we're older now, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. At this point now in our lives, we know it's just about us wanting to let our voice out. Back then, it was like, oh, I want to be bad. I want to have girls.
So let's get back to it. What were you trying to do?
So at first, I got into guitar class and all that shit. My brother lost a guitar, whatever. Everything drew me to it. Like I would listen to a lot of Dave Grohl. I listened to
get a little closer to the mic.
Anything that was on the radio, and I would sit there and learn it. And then the next day I would, oh man, I know this, and oh, I know that. So it just kind of influenced me. Like I just wanted to play. I didn't care what it was, and I knew going to my originals or our originals, it was like I wanted to make a difference and I wanted to hear something different. And there's been times like after we weren't together, we were like, oh well, and you can tell you guys are the ones that said like, oh man, you're not there, and you have to fill it in with keys or whatever.
Yeah,
it just always influenced me. I just always wanted to make my mark. I always wanted to make my mark. I didn't do this to impress anybody. I didn't do this to get girls. I didn't do this to have fans. I mean, geez, like. We've all gone through it, you know what I mean? Yeah, have I had some good times? I remember particularly one time I was at the mall and this little girl runs up to me and I was with my kid, Nova, he was a baby, and she runs up to me. She's like, oh my God, you're Danny from Melodics. And I remember my ex was just like, you fucking asshole. But in my head, I didn't think about it like that.
Situation.
I saw it more like it was just good to know that somebody knew what I had done.
Yeah, I think that's what we still do it for. We don't do it for the fame or anything like that. We just want to be respected. Like, hey, those guys play music and they're from El Paso and they're really good. That's all I want to do. That's all I want from. That's all I want to be known at. Like, from anybody or from any other fellow musicians in our local scene, which we will get into. We'll get into in depth with them as well pretty soon on this podcast. That's what it's for. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You can learn a lot about us, but you're gonna learn about the music scene. You're gonna learn about the art scene. You're gonna learn about all the local scene. That's what we're trying to do because we're Chucanos, and it means the El Pasoans, and so we're gonna cover all the scenes in El Paso. So we want you guys to subscribe to our page. We want you guys to follow us, and we definitely want you guys to give a listen to all the other guests that we will have on in the future. This is a podcast of talking about that stuff, and we're also going to goof around a lot. It's going to be like a comedy podcast as well. So right now we're a little stiff and everything, but we're gonna get
you'll get to know us, and we'll start feeling a little more comfortable, and we'll expose our true like personalities because we all are very dense.
But us in general, just for us to be able to like do music together, and then we decided, hey, let's try to do a podcast. Like we can do this because
we had this idea since 2007. Danny and I, we wanted to film us playing and throwing it out online and talking and just no one's going to interview us. No one's going to come and put us on a magazine or anything. So we were like, hey, we can bring other bands in.
Yeah.
And all that. So we've been having this the inception of this idea has been around since 2007, and it's taken us a while to get here, but finally with technology and everything, and we're here, we're doing it, and we're really excited, and we hope you guys stick around. I want to get back to us getting a little bit farther ahead.
That's 13 years.
So yeah, just like that, man.
Jeez.
Just like that. 13 years passes so fast, man.
Hey, you know what? Let's do something cool right now, because I know we're talking about everything and how we all got influenced. Let's do something really cool right now. I think we should all share a story of maybe during the time we started playing together till now, like one of the coolest stories you can bring up. Like you met this person or you jumped the wall for that. I got a good story.
Hold on. Are we talking about stories like Angel Syndrome or like any story? Like
anything pertaining to music. Like you went to a show and you fucking got your ass beat by some guy, but then fucking this guy picked you up from this band, or I don't know. Yeah. Like the cool things we've done. We've done a lot of cool things.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right, who goes first?
Yeah, so keep in mind, I've been playing for 20 years.
I think you have one in mind, so I think you should go first.
I've been playing for about 18 years with these guys, on and off, mostly on. So we have thousands of shows that we've played locally, out of town, and we have thousands of stories and stuff, which is going to make this podcast interesting. We're going to go ahead and get started then. So 18 years spanning, and we're still running. We're still doing what we got to do. We used to do a lot of rock. We used to do a lot of heavy stuff. We used to do a lot of screams and stuff and solos and all that. And now let's talk about one of those stories of one of those crazy times.
So, wait, I'm going to tell you. Do you want me to
get
in
there?
Well, I mean, do you want me to get? No,
do you have a story in mind already?
You got a story?
I have a couple of stories in mind, but do you want me to give you an Angel Syndrome story, or do you want me to give you a me, Danny, personal story?
I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want.
Whatever.
So, okay, so this is actually a really cool subject. We always, I think me and him always talk. We and them always talk about it. So, when we were getting bigger, the screamo scene was really big.
Huge.
You guys remember that?
Huge.
Fucking
What year is this?
Fall of Sobriety, Soma, all this. I don't know. This
fucking
is
Thursday.
2004.
Shout out to At the Drive-In.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We played with Yarbrough. Yarbrough's, oh, my God. Yarbrough's fantastic.
My favorite was Ashling, bro.
Ashling.
Shout out to my boys Ashling, man.
They're from
I remember Five Stars Red.
Ashling was from here. I thought they were from Dallas.
Man.
Yarbrough.
Yeah.
Well, they beat us in a battle of the bands. Ashling.
I love Ashling.
Bad.
Those were my homies.
But anyways, so back in the day, it was like super weird. Like, you know, like the way the music industry goes right now, we all kind of support each other, and I mean, going into cumbias, reggae, and all that stuff is a completely different animal, and it's even more condensed. Like, we love each other.
It's more of a community.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of a community. Like, dude, we can be on stage, and then a conguero will be like, you guys have a conguero? I'll get on with you guys, and he'll just follow us or whatever. But back in the day, it was different.
It wasn't like that. It was very separated.
When we were growing up, we're playing this music of ours, and what would you consider it? What genre?
We were playing like hard rock.
Okay.
Because we weren't We weren't heavy enough for the metalheads.
No, it was somewhat heavy alternative.
Yeah, because we weren't heavy enough for the metalheads, and we weren't soft enough for the emo dashboard confessional kind of music.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. But
So-
anyways, one of my stories. There's many of them. We're at Skid El Paso, and Jake decides.
I was thinking about that.
Exactly.
Shit,
So Jake decides to, not Jake. Jake and Aaron Nunez decide like, hey, let's bring the mixer and let's have this guy record us live.
Yeah.
So we're up on stage and we're setting up, and these fucking Screamo kids are getting like super impatient. They're like, sorry, and I'm just gonna say it, just hear it out. It's just a story, and they're like, you fucking fags, get off stage, whatever. So we start playing, we start playing, whatever, and this guy's just like.
Yeah, they were trashing us. They were just fucking talking shit.
There was this dude just fucking going, and Jacob looks at me, and I'm like, I can't take it no more. I probably had better gear. I was playing with better gear than they had ever seen in their lives. We all had better gear than they ever seen in their lives. It wasn't about us saying we have money. It was about us being dedicated.
We were different.
No, we were dedicated.
We sounded tight because we had like
because we would practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then play Friday and Saturday.
Every fucking day, dude.
We were dedicated to what we did.
We sounded tight. We sounded good, and I think that they were intimidated somehow. You know what I mean? Because
they were good. Don't get me wrong. They were good with what they were doing. But
we weren't a ripoff. We were our unique sound.
So just to get back to the story, so all this is going on, and this guy just keeps fucking just trashing us. And I remember Jake looking at me, and I'm like, I'm fed up. So I get to the mic, and I go like, seriously, guys? And then one of the guys is like, oh, what did he say? I love
he said something about Chevelle.
Yeah, he's like, I love Chevelle. And I was like, okay, dude, but are you like tired of wearing your sister's pants? Because at the time, tight jeans weren't available for a guy. Yeah. So guys would wear their sister's jeans. It was the fucking most awkward shit in the world.
And what would you do to that guy?
No, it was I talk shit on the mic, but Jacob turned around at me and he's like, don't you ever fucking do that at a show again. And I felt bad, right? So anyways, all this is happening. So all of a sudden I don't see my girlfriend. I'm like, oh shit, some shit went down. So these guys go outside.
Shout out to little guy.
Yeah.
These guys go outside apparently, right? The show finishes or whatever. I'm like, where is this girl at, dude? She's little, dude. We're young. And I go outside and there's all this shit going on. Well, apparently this fucking bitch put a cigarette out on this guy's face, telling him like, don't be talking shit about them. Like, don't be mad that you're not as intricate as you should be, and you're just making fun of them. Like, and so what? Like, and so I've always told these guys, like, if we want to, we can write a metal song right now. We just went before the
we just like to sing.
We
just we scream.
Remember before the quarantine? Before the quarantine, we were jamming at Jacob just bought a 7-string. We were jamming, and I was just screaming my ass off. And they're like, "We can do it. It's not that we can't do it. We just really dedicate ourselves to what we enjoy. What we enjoy. You know what I mean? Oh, well, that was my story, anyways." That was my story. I thought it was crazy because this bitch fucking put a cigarette out on this dude's face, but it was cool as shit.
I haven't thought of anything yet. I don't know. I was listening.
All right, so check this out. One time, I don't know if you were with us at the time, but we were gonna take off from El Paso and go play in Austin. Do you remember that?
What's we're talking about?
Or asking him?
Yeah, we were gonna go play in Austin. I don't know if Danny was with us.
My eyes.
I don't know if Danny was with us at the time, but we had a show in Austin at the Troubadour on 6th Street.
No, I wasn't with you guys.
And
this is Blue Throne.
I don't know if it was Blue Throne. I think it was still Angel Syndrome because Charlie wasn't with us, and Charlie was the one that kind of made me change the name to Blue Throne. So we might have been a 3-piece at the time. I'm not 100%
was it in Houston?
sure. I know I was like 18.
No.
I know I was like 18.
Were we living in Houston?
No.
No?
No. We were leaving from El Paso, and we were going to go play a show. We have so many shows.
Oh, yeah.
But we were going to go play in Austin, and we were really excited about it. And the night before, I went out with my friends, and we went to Juarez. Back in the day, we would cross the bridge into Mexico because El Paso is a border town.
I never experienced that.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo.
We're a border town with Juarez, Mexico, and with New Mexico. And us as kids in high school and stuff, we used to go over the bridge. We used to cross over, and there was a little strip of bars there, and we would actually be able to drink there. We were old enough at 18 to drink over there. So we'd all go like on a Thursday night or a Saturday or Friday.
Was it the $10 drink and drown?
And you would pay $10 to get into the club.
I remember hearing about all that shit.
And it's a drink and drown. Drink and drown means you pay $10 at the entrance, and you can just go ahead and go up and get a beer, and you're
free.
like, it's already paid.
I mean, there were little mini beers. They would give you little mini beers,
little small Coronas.
And if you got
the Ronas.
the Ronas, and if you got a drink, like it was watered down, but
yeah, and
you would just fucked up quick.
You would
this
just
shit
tip,
ain't watered down at all.
Yeah, you would tip the bartender, but basically you can get your drinks for free. So that's how it was in Mexico. So we would all go out there, and this one night that we went out, dude. It's right before, in the morning. We got to take off. We got to get in the Suburban, and we got to haul ass to Austin. And me and my friends were having a good time. There's a big crowd of us, and we're gonna leave because a fight broke out in one of the clubs, and one of our friends, there was a girl, she got hit in the face. So we were like, man, we're out of here. It's getting too wild. So this is before all the crazy stuff happened in Juarez and stuff, and it was cool to do this kind of stuff.
All the cartel shit.
Yeah. So we're taking off. We're crossing back across the bridge, and you needed like 32 cents. You needed change to cross over. So I'm trying to get change from the flower guy, because there's always a guy selling flowers.
Yeah, flowers and.
So I'm trying to get change from him, and he's like, buy a rose, and I'll give you change. And I was like, okay, I'll buy a rose. Here. Oh, buy 3 roses. I'm like, nah, well, fuck you, dude. You know what? Fuck you and your fucking stupid roses.
Fuck off, loser, pretty much, yeah.
I got pissed, right? So I'm arguing with this fucking flower guy, fucking asshole. And I hear my boy Mark in the background. Jake. I hear my boy. He's in the back. He's like, Jake, they're stealing my phone. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I turn around, dude, and my boy Mark is up against the wall, and a Mexican cop, has him up against the wall, and he's searching him, dude, and he's yelling, dude, they're stealing my phone. And I go up to the cop and I say, hey man, what happened? What's going on? And another cop grabs me and throws me up against the wall and starts fucking arresting me, dude. And I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what did I do? And they're like, oh, you guys are all fighting and we caught you. We're gonna put you in jail. And I'm like, I haven't done anything, man. Like, I'm not doing anything. But that's how it was over there, dude.
Yeah.
So, long story short, one of our homies, he saw some dude punch a girl, apparently.
Oh, God. So
he went over there to try to break that shit up, and then he ran back with us, and then the cops came like, he brought all the heat to us. So they thought that we were the ones fucking around, but it wasn't us. So, anyways, 4 of us go into jail, dude. They throw us in this fucking meat wagon, man. They throw us in the back of this fucking Ramfla. And we're truck? Fucking scared as shit, dude. And we're sitting there and we're like, fuck, we're going to jail in Juarez, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude?
We're going to take you to Cerezo.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, fuck, I'm going to go to jail in Juarez, and my fucking parents are going to kill me. Holy shit, I'm going to miss my fucking show. I'm supposed to play in fucking Austin tomorrow. My guys are going to fucking kill me. So I'm tripping the fuck out, right? And my buddy Ham, dude, shout out to my boy Ham. He's watching us go into the fucking meat wagon because they're going to haul us to jail. And he's like, soy Sotelo, putos, vas a ver. Hey, man, you guys are going to fucking see, man. I'm Sotelo. And, like, his family was well known in Juarez. So we're in jail, dude, and we're taking our fucking pictures, dude. And I remember Mark just fucking smiling as he takes his picture, right? And I'm like, why the fuck you smiling, dude? He's like, that's the only thing I can control, and they can't take that from me. I'm like, dude, you're on another level right now.
God,
Mark.
he was already fucking trying to.
But shout out to my boy Mark. I love him.
For sure.
Oh, shit.
But I remember him taking a fucking picture and smiling, dude, right? So all 4 of us, me, Mark, Louie, and Squints, were in jail, dude. And we're sitting there. And then we're waiting to get processed. And then all of a sudden, they're like, güeros, because they call us the white guys.
Yeah, because we're Americanos.
Because we're American and we speak English, so they call us güeros. So they're like, güeros,
pinche mexicano.
Vente pa acá. Like, come here, white guys. So then we go and we follow this dude up some stairs. I'm like, oh, shit, we're going up to the cells. Guys, stick together. We're going to have to fucking fight it. We got to fight, right? So we go up, and then there's a door to the right on top of the staircase. And the guy opens the door, and he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Vámonos a la verga. Damn,
I forgot to mention, while we were walking in, when they were unloading the meat wagon, when they were unloading all of us, because there was a couple of drunk people in there with us, they made us go in last, and they said, okay, hey, if you guys give us $80, we'll let you guys go.
Vámonos. Yeah.
And we're like, you guys already took all the fucking money out of our wallets.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
how are we going to give you $80? And then they're like, who took that money out of your wallets? And we're like, nobody. They're like, that's what I fucking thought. So then we went in.
Oh,
okay.
so probably they were already paid for then.
No, because they fucking took everything out of our pockets, dude. That's how they fucking do it, or that's how they did it back then. So then we walk up the stairs. There's a fucking door to the right, and we walk out. They're like, get the fuck out of here before we change our mind. It turns out that my boy Ham.
Did I do something?
There it is. It turns out that my boy Ham called his dad, dude. His dad was asleep in bed. Called his dad, and he told him what happened. So his dad literally called that jail.
It said, like, if you
and
fuck
told him,
with
hey,
my boys.
No, he just told him, hey, take them fucking out. They got no business there. Get them the fuck out because I said so. And they did. And we got out, dude. And so now it's like 4 or 5 in the morning, dude. And we're like, holy shit. We're in the middle of fucking Juarez, dude. We don't know where the fuck we're at because we only just chill at the fucking strip.
You already know the strip.
So we're like, where the fuck are we? So there's this little guy who got out with us. He's like, yeah, man, I get fucking locked up all the time, man. Hey, America's cool, huh?
Yo
I was like, look, dude, I'll give you $1 if you fucking walk us to the fucking bridge. Yeah. I was like, that's all I had, dude. I didn't have any fucking money. So I was like, I'll give you a fucking $1. And he's like, all right, man, give me the $1. I was like, I'll give you 50 cents now, and I'll give you 50 cents at the fucking bridge, bro. So then he's walking us down the fucking streets, and it's all creepy and shit and dark. And he's like, yeah, man, there's prostitutes over there, man. There's a hose over there. Don't go down over there.
La Mariscal.
And we're like, fuck, man. So finally we get to the fucking bridge, dude. And the fucking custom agent's looking at us, and he's this big white dude, and he's like, y'all had a rough night, huh? And we're like, we're looking at him all fucked up, like yeah.
Bitch, you don't even know what the
and he's
fuck
all
we
like,
went through.
and he's all like, it was about a girl, wasn't it? We're like, yes, sir. He's like, it's always about a girl. And we walked over, and I fucking went to sleep for an hour, got in the fucking Suburban, and we fucking took off, and we played at the
to the show. Did you really?
Yeah.
You guys actually finished it. All right,
Yeah.
bitch. Hit us with the fucking hardest story you can right now, because mine was good. His was even better, so now you have to get it better.
I don't know if I could tell the detail on your story.
Yeah, tell the detail. Let's do ourselves a favor.
I'm sorry I took that
No.
too long.
Let's do ourselves a favor and just
no.
don't say any names.
No, okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't say any names. Just get it, but don't say any names.
Yeah.
I'm going to say one name.
Okay, go.
One name.
Do what you got to do.
Get it, dude.
All right,
'Cause this is it. This is it before we're done.
Hey, this is your podcast, dude. Do whatever the fuck
Yeah,
you
you can
want.
do whatever the fuck you
We're not
want,
done
dude.
yet, are we?
No, keep going.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
no. Your story is the end of it. That's it. You
end of this
gotta
top-
hit us with the best story.
The end of this topic.
All right, so this was back when I was maybe a sophomore, maybe okay, maybe I was a junior.
All right. And then?
All right, so check it out. I used to hang out a lot with Christian Zaragoza, he was a fucking awesome homie.
R.I.P. to my brother. Love that dude.
So this is what I remember. I remember he had asked me, he was like, hey, dude, what do you want to do tonight? And I was like, I don't know, dude, what's up? And he's like, hey, let's go to a party.
Yeah.
So at this time, dude, I'm fucking...
Sorry, I'm not trying to break your shit.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to tell me that he asked, like, hey, dude, I want to pierce my ears. You remember that shit?
Oh, dude, yeah, fuck that, dude.
Wait.
Hold on, I know. But before we finish, well, I'm just saying, it's because he's stupid, and he was so goofy, and he was like, I want to pierce my ears, dog. And he made audio. My girl.
That same fucking
pierce his
day,
ears right there in the
day,
fucking parking lot, dude. Boom, dude. Get it. Both of them.
At America's High School, we're in the fucking parking lot.
All right, go ahead. Now finish your
We got
story.
our ears pierced anyways. All right, so check it. All right. No, but I have another story that I'm going to tell after that, too. All right, so I'm going to tell two stories.
Two.
I'm taking the podcast. I'm sorry. All right, so he had asked me, what are you going to do today? I was like, I don't know, dude. He was like, let's go to a party. So at this point, I had never been to a fucking high school party. I was just like, all right, cool. Like, I was kind of anxious. I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, like. So we go to this fucking party, right? And it's over here by Peter Cooper.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and I'm seeing all these people I know acting different. I'm like, hey, wait, what's going on? People are drinking and shit. Yeah, the fucking party mode's on and shit, right?
Get on your mic, baby.
So
Yeah, everybody getting on. Sorry, my bad. Everybody on party mode is a different story. And then?
So I'm checking people, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I get handed my first beer and I'm just there sipping. I'm just like, all right, cool. This is what's up. You know, I'm learning. I'm like, all right, cool. And I remember people taking beer bongs in the fucking backyard, and I'm just like, oh shit, I wonder what that's like. And I'm going back there taking a beer bong. All of a sudden, the fucking door behind me gets shut. I'm like,
shit.
What the fuck, right? And I see them close the blinds.
You got locked out?
I got locked the fuck out.
Okay, and then?
All right, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Right? So I hear people panicking inside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right?
The cops have showed up.
Dude, the cops showed up, right?
Yeah, so they locked you out because, and they're trying, like, not in any nasty way, but they're like, get the fuck out, dude. Like, I'm trying to help you, get out of here before they come in.
Yeah.
And so check this out. So I mean, we're fucking high school kids, and I run to the fucking the back gate, and I'm thinking about I'm gonna jump the fucking gate. So I go over there and I see it's pitch black and a fucking dog barking. So I was like, I don't know what this dog looks like. I don't know how he is, but literally, if I were to jump this fucking gate,
he might bite me.
No. If I were to jump this gate and then jump that other gate, I could be at my house like in fucking 30 seconds, dude.
Where were you living at the time?
It was right here off of Peter Cooper.
Oh,
it was
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right there. But
I was living on
my kids, man. My kids, man.
All right, anyways.
What up, Fonzie? Shout out,
Fonzie.
Shout out, Fonzie. Okay, sorry, my bad. And then fucking Eric Terrett, my bad. Shout out.
Yeah,
the boys, dog, like we fucking went through some shit. And then, anyways, go ahead.
So I'm there, right? And I'm looking at this fucking pitch black, and I'm hearing a dog bark, and I was like, I'm not going this way, dude. So I fucking turn to the next neighbor, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump this wall, right? So I jump this wall, and I'm there, and I'm fucking hiding against the wall. I'm trying to scope out, and I'm gonna jump like gates over and over.
Let's see what's up. Like, let's see where I'm gonna end up. You're trying to figure out where you're gonna end up. Like, A is going this way, B is going this way, C is going that way.
Okay,
right?
Yeah. But I didn't do that. So like,
so you just went straight, baby.
No.
Tell the fucking story.
So like,
let him tell the fucking story.
So if you picture yourself going down the street like through everybody's backyard, I didn't do that. I jumped over to the next neighbor, and then I went into their front yard, and then I came this way. But that's not how it happened. So check this out. I'm there. I'm fucking like, man, what am I gonna do? I see the fucking lights and everything. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna jump this gate. And that day, I had bought a brand new pair of Dickies. Before all this, okay.
What color?
They were khaki.
That's very important. Khaki color Dickies.
All right.
Come on, dude.
Did you rip
you
them?
can't be fucking around at a fucking party with khaki colored Dickies. Dude,
Did you
you're
rip
gonna
them?
get fucked
I did.
up.
So you jumped the
All
gate
right,
and
cool.
you ripped them.
And then
No, hold on. Before this.
So it's going a little long.
So Christian and I.
Oh, Christian Zaragoza?
Yeah.
Fucker.
Why you jelly, bro? It was like fucking.
Oh, I love that guy,
20
dude.
years ago.
No, I love that guy,
Dude, you're my friend too.
I'll tell you the story about Christian
hold on,
Zaragoza
hold
right
on.
now. Go ahead.
So check it out. So fucking I'm there and I'm fucking I'm about to jump this gate. So like a fucking no. First of all, Christian left me. I don't know where he went. I had no idea where he fucking went. I was just like, all right, cool. So as I'm jumping this gate, I get caught on my fucking pants. You know, I had the Dickie shorts, and I'm hanging upside down. I'm like, bah, you know what I mean? And the fucking the fucking thing went through my shorts, and I'm just hanging there, right?
Bauer.
So I fucking pulled my shorts down. You know what I mean? And I tear the full jean, and I fucking fall on the ground.
Were you wearing boxers?
Not
or
at the jean. I'm
regular
sorry.
D's?
I don't know why I'm saying jeans.
That's
The
irrelevant.
Dickies.
Is that really
I'm saying
relevant?
jeans.
I
I'm
wanna
sorry.
know.
He
I was
raw dog.
like,
He just went raw dog. He
Anyways,
never wore fucking boxers.
So when I pull them bitches off, dude, I fucking come up and I see the lights and I start running. I'm just.
So you think you're getting chased?
I'm thinking I'm getting chased, dude.
But you're not getting
But you're
chased.
not,
dude. I
You're
turned
just
around.
tripping. Or were you
Too
blazed?
Too loud.
I'm sorry.
Were you blazed?
I don't remember, but I probably was.
But so
More
he
than
thinks.
likely- more than likely I
So
was.
you think you're getting
Okay,
chased?
finish the story.
All
Finish
right,
the story.
so I think I'm getting chased, right? And I'm seeing these fucking cops and everything, and I just slow down. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going straight. I make a left, and I'm right there at Christian's house. And I'm like, I go to his house and knock on the door, dude. And I'm like, hey, dude, where'd you go? I was like, oh, sorry, bro, man. I took off with these guys, and we came to get high. I was like, you motherfucker, dude.
Fucking dick.
Bitch, I wanted to smoke, man.
You fucking dick. The whole time, all they wanted to do was smoke.
All right, so look, check it out. This is another fucking crazy ass situation I was in, and I had the rudest awakening. You know what I mean? So like back in the day, we used to hang out at Danny's house. You know what I mean? That's when you were going to Derby. That's when all that shit was fucking going on, right?
Yeah.
Wait, my house? My mom and dad's house?
Or your mom and dad's house.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
So
Okay, get it.
we're fucking sitting out there, dude, and I remember we would go by our little fucking, our little courts and shit like that. We were fucking going hard, and I remember we had we went to the fucking to the Murphy's to get some cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I remember you asking for the 50s, and he's like, "You talking about the hundreds?" And the guy's like, "No, I want the ones under that." Or
The happies. The happies.
But he was asking for 50 because he didn't want the full stick.
Well, I didn't want to smoke a whole fucking cigarette, bitch. Like, I want happies.
So okay, so we're going back to Danny's house or whatever, and we're drinking up. Right, we had a couple girls over, a couple of homies over. There was a lot of people there. It was
Wait. What night was this?
This was the night that we got the
Oh, the tase?
Yeah,
the
taser,
tase?
yeah.
Oh,
All
we'll
right.
tell you guys about the tase. We're not going to...
No,
we're not going to say no names.
No, okay, yeah.
We're not going to say no names.
Yeah.
So, let me just...
Hold on.
Let's put it in.
You take it from your point of view because, like, okay, so I remember going to the Murphys, getting the cigarettes, going back, and we start drinking. And dude, this is what I remember. I'm gonna tell you what I remember, and then you take it to the point.
All right.
From there,
No names.
Make it
No
short.
names.
Make it short so we can get back on topic.
No
Okay.
names. No names.
All right, so we're there at the fucking at the house or whatever, dude. I'm drinking. I'm getting fucked up, dude. I remember I got super trashed, and I went inside and I crashed out. And I remember waking up to your
And
mom.
then, all of a sudden, my story kicks in.
Oh yeah, so I remember this is what I woke up to. I woke up to your mom yelling, "Dave, get up, Dave, get up!"
Yeah.
So I'm
Some
like,
shit
"What
was
the
going
fuck
down.
is going on?"
So now...
I wake up and I'm like,
He was barfing like a bitch. Okay, so
hold on.
so check it out.
So I wake up or whatever, and I see the lights and everything, dude. I see the fucking lights flashing all hard, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I swear he thought it was fucking 4th of July. But check it out.
So what was going on?
No, hold on.
There was some
because what's your I want to hear your point of view before we got into that situation.
Get into the meat and potatoes of the story.
We're not gonna say any names. There was a fucking neighborhood beef. One of my homies was dating one of my homegirls, one of my best friends, and they wouldn't fight. My homegirl and her cousin wouldn't fight. But she opened her fucking mouth and she's like, "Oh yeah, this dude, he did this and that." So she would not procrastinate. She would push her cousin and be like, "Oh, this fool comes and he does this and that, whatever," right? So then we're sitting there, dude. My homegirl shows up and she's like on the phone. Back in the day, it was a Nokia, bro. She was on the Nokia that her mom had. And she's like, "Oh, I'm not saying nothing to my cousin or whatever." And then all of a sudden I'm like, "Bitch, like you're texting your cousin. Like I can see it." And she's like, "No, I wouldn't do that." But my other homeboy was there that they were fighting with. So I'm like, "No, well, I'm not." So whatever.
Hold on. So hold on. Okay, so in this story, the first homie, his name is gonna be Joey, and then the guy coming over, his name will be Paul.
Okay, so Joey and my homegirl, my best friend.
Well, her name is
Who cares?
yeah.
I
Who
don't
cares?
know. Come
This-
on, dude.
this-
I'm not gonna remember that.
Okay, yeah.
Guys, this
I
story is
All right.
going fucking long.
Check it out. So anyways,
It better fucking end cool.
So no, check it out, dude.
Yeah,
It's
dude, it's
fucking
crazy.
bad as shit, dude.
Well, then get there.
It's fucking bad as shit. So, my homeboy's sitting there with us, and then my homegirl passes by. She's like, "Oh, you're sitting with that motherfucker, right?" So then, whatever, boom, 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 whatever. They're there, and then she's like, he's like, "What's up, bitch? You want some shit?" And then she's like, "See, I told you, your homeboy acts like shit when I'm around." I'm like, "No, it's not even like that." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah." So she ends up texting her cousin on the Nokia phone, because it was Nokia with the little sneaky.
Yeah.
It was the newer Nokia. It was red though. It was silver.
With like a brick phone? Like
Yeah,
those that
it was
never
a brick.
fucking
It was
die?
a
Yeah,
brick,
yeah.
dude. It was an old Nokia, and she's like, "It's my mom's phone," and I'm like, "Cool, whatever." So I'm like,
It's my mouth phone.
but I don't have a phone yet because there was no phones then. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
fuck no.
"Hey, dude, like, you're texting your cousin to come, right? Cool." Unfortunately, she texts her cousin, and cousin's like, "I'm coming through then," but homeboy had just had his leg broken, so I was like, "Cool, this shit's going down, no big deal." So I was like, "Nah, he's not gonna come. He ain't gonna come." So he shows up. So my homegirl's cousin shows up, and he's like, "What's up, puto? You want some shit?" And I tell my homeboy, I'm like, "Damn."
That's how we talk here in El Paso.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Damn, dude, like, shit's about to go down." Like, whatever, right? So that I tell my homegirl, I'm like, "Hey, back the fucking monkeys off, dude. Like, seriously, I already told you, like, don't bring that shit to my house, dude.
And then what
She's
happened?
like, nah, it's cool, whatever. So then they start fucking throwing down, right? I'm like, nah, dude, all right, cool then. Let it happen then. Let them throw down, dude. So here goes my homeboy.
So they're fighting pretty
fighting
hardcore
with my
in the street,
homegirl's
in the
cousin.
street. They're
Because my
fighting
homegirl cousin
loud.
is like, oh, you've been disrespecting, bro. So they're fighting. Mind you, my homeboy has a broken ass leg, crutches. And then this fool is over there all fucked up with his brother-in-law. They fight, whatever, boom, 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 whatever. Except our other homeboy that was sitting with us had a taser. So all the shit's going off. My homeboy Perry, rest in peace. Yeah, I know.
R.I.P.
That's
Perry.
yeah.
My homeboy Perry goes up to her cousin and says, back off. I'm going to hit you up. And then she's like, no, don't. And I'm like, no. And then Perry's like, I'm going to hit him up. Back him off, my boy, or I'm going to hit him up. And we're like, Perry's a little white boy. Like, he's a little fucking gangster ass white boy. We're like, he's not going to do shit.
He's a fucking dope ass dude.
Yeah, he was a badass motherfucker. So he keeps telling, I'm like, back up, dude. I'm going to hit you. Back up, dude. I'm going to hit you.
And then
all of a sudden.
Get to
No,
it!
hold on. All of a sudden.
Fuck!
All of a sudden, Perry's like, all right, bitch. I told you. Boom. Lays my homegirl's cousin out, and he's shaking on the ground. But here goes our other homeboy, and he's like, I got a taser. And he lights it up, dude. He lights the taser up, and everybody sees it. So as soon as my homegirl's cousin gets up, and he's like, after getting out of his fucking little getting knocked out, he gets up, and then my homeboy, I'm not going to say his name, he lights him up with a fucking taser. Brah! This motherfucker takes off running, and his brother-in-law takes off running, right? Boom. Here goes our homeboy chasing him down the street, and Perry's in the back like, I told you motherfuckers, I didn't want to do this. It had to happen.
So then you were inside and you heard all that.
He was
going on.
barfing.
So-
He was barfing.
No. So I'm hearing Yoli. You know what I mean? I'm seeing the cops come. You know. So as I'm coming outside, dude, I see Perry, dude. He went and he picked up
Por favor.
the fucking the little cover to the water meter.
Yeah.
That fucking piece of iron.
Yeah.
He fucking
Oh,
picks that
because
shit up.
hold on, mind you, just so he makes it clear, they were there and they showed up in their car. They
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it in park, left it running. So when my homeboy hit him with the taser, both those bitches went running. So then Perry comes back,
Picks up
obviously,
the fucking water meter
Yeah.
and throws it.
I'm gonna show these motherfuckers what's up. Perry throws it through the fucking back window.
And then fucking, I was just like, what the fuck is going on, dude? I'm seeing cops coming, dude. I'm seeing fucking people scattered, dude, like fucking cockroaches.
My mom at the door. Stop, David. Because my dad was outside going like, you fucking little kids. Or whatever. They never came back.
Yeah.
No, hold on. They never came back. They came back after they got tased. The brother-in-law of my homegirl's cousin.
Everybody's lost right now. Everybody's lost. Nobody knows who the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, so Perry put the water meter through the window.
Okay.
My other homeboy, I'm not gonna say his name,
All right.
with the broken leg, had already fought him.
Yeah.
My other homeboy tasered that dude.
Yeah.
So my homegirl's cousin and brother-in-law took off running because they didn't know what to do, but they left their car in the middle of the street.
So then Perry threw the thing and broke their window.
Water meter, so they take them up the street, and then they got hit. They hit a wall. They got DWIs, both of them. They got fucked up.
Okay, can we end it there? Or?
Dude, it was the coolest shit ever. But meanwhile, I'm just saying the story. Meanwhile, guy was inside throwing up.
I was fucking
I'm just
passed
saying,
out, dude.
that's
I
all
was
it
just
was.
passed out.
All right. And apparently that happened during the Angel Syndrome days. How about that? Bringing it back to
It was, dude. I was like
bringing it back. Okay, so we're gonna
17.
We're gonna move on. That was a wild story. I can't wait to watch that back. That was wild. Yeah, that had to do with the Angel Syndrome days. So after we played that, we were Blue Throne Poets, and we got Danny back, and we were jamming, and we went on a trip with Roddy La Chusma. Shout out to our buddies Roddy La Chusma.
Chusma.
I was playing bass for them at the time, and they said, "Hey man, can your band Blue Throne Poets, you guys want to come and play with us in Arizona?" Just like We got 3 shows. We got 3 shows out there, but we can only play 2. So if you guys could play 1, that would be cool because it's a timing issue. Like they want us to play too close to this other show. So we're like, yeah. So we did. We went and we joined them. Now with Radio La Chusma, we played reggae and we played cumbia, and we played we called it Frontera Reggae. So it was our own spin on it, and it's great music. You got to check them out. They're on YouTube. They're on Apple Music, Spotify. You guys can check out Radio La Chusma from ElPaso, Texas.
They were also a big source of inspiration of why we do what we do now. They were a huge inspiration to us.
So we went out there and we played a show in Bisbee, Arizona. That's actually where Doug Stanhope is from. Doug Stanhope is a big comedian, and he lives out there because he loves that little town. And we went out there to go play, and it was like the first time these guys actually got to see me play in this genre of music. They got to see me play in this genre of music because we were used to playing in rock and stuff. That's Danny passing by. Don't worry about it.
What's up, Nova?
And they finally got to see us play like actual reggae music and some cumbias. And we did our show. We went out there and we played. We did a great job. We had so much fun. It was a big festival called the Side Pony Festival. And it was beautiful. We had a great time. And then these guys were helping us out. They were helping out Radio La Chusma by helping us sell the merch while we were playing.
Let me talk about that. Let me talk about it for a minute. Let me talk about that. About us helping you guys out for a little bit. So, let me get my earpiece in. Let me talk about that for a little bit. So, Jake's like, hey, man, can you guys help us do some merch shit, right? So, me and Guy were like, yeah, let's do it. We had Blue Drum Poets, and we're like, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. We showed up to the first venue. I swear to you guys, I swear this is exactly how it went. There was like nobody there. It was a brewery.
Yeah.
A brewery. And we're like, no one's here. And we're like, in our heads, me and Guy were like, no one's going to show up. Like, how do we tell them? Like, it's not that cool. Like, we're like, let's go to the hotel. And they're like, no, we're not going to go to the hotel. We're going to do this show first. So we go to the first brewery. We get a couple of beers on the pony. What is it called? What was it called? The whole show was the
Side Pony Festival.
The Side Pony Festival. So we get these cups, and they give us these cups.
I still have that cup.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened to mine.
I don't.
But
we get these cups, and we're like,
I do have it posted
Side
on
Pony.
Facebook if you want to go back like fucking 3 or 4
We're like,
years.
Side Pony. No one even cares about this, right? Me and Guy were like, Side Pony. No one cares about this, or whatever. So Chusma brings us all these boxes of merch, and they're like, hey, you can sell this right now. And we're like, bitch. Like, to who, dude? Like, to who? I swear to God. These guys set up in the back, I swear, on a
It was like in the back.
Dirt, a fucking pile of dirt. Okay?
Dude, it
was
a
literally
pile of dirt. A
It was
pile of
literally
dirt.
like there was no parking lot in the back of the building. It was just a pile of like dirt, like desert.
If you guys go to Bisbee, you'll understand. There's like
It's a small town.
there's nothing.
It's a small
It's
hipster
like-
town.
it's like when I went
at that brewery, it was a little bit off, like from the.
Well, I know, but even if you went like to, I'm sorry, not to like go against you guys. When I went out of town, I worked out in Brownfield, Texas, which is right out of Lubbock. If you went to go see Brownfield, Texas, guys, you guys would be like, oh my God, there ain't shit here. But anyways, we get to this place, right? So they do their thing. We're like, who's gonna come buy their shit? Like, do we tell them? Like, me and Guy were looking at each other like, do we tell them? I swear to God, guys. So we got our cups, and we're like, oh, cute. You made little cups. You guys are going to have to pay for this because you guys can't afford it because this is bullshit. We got our beers, a couple beers free. They start playing Chusma, and like hundreds of people show up. It was fucking ridiculous.
Weird. It was weird, yeah.
So then we had the boxes of merch, and we're like, oh my God, like, okay, they were joking. So we start opening one box, and there's shirts and CDs, and they're like, they're and Ernie had told us, shirt, CD, hat, beanie, or
the stickers,
or a not a shirt, a pullover. This is gonna cost $25-$30 a piece. We went halfway. We sold half of it. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way this could happen. So then they're like, all right, guys, after this, we'll go back to the hotel and we'll get settled in. I'm like, bitch, like
This was
get
during the
settled
day.
in. Like,
This was
what do you
during the
mean?
day.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
So then we play the shows. We come back from Bisbee, and we're kind of fizzling out at that time with Blue Throne Poets, and we're kind of fizzling out, and I'm on the road a lot with Radio La Chusma at the time, and we have a fallout, and I got burnt out, and I just our drummer at the time, Aaron Nunez, he went ahead and he said, "Hey man, I gotta hold off on the music for a little while. I gotta do this thing for my dad, and I gotta start doing some work over here." So he wanted to take a break, so that was done with that. And then I got burnt out with Chusma, and so I wasn't playing any music. I didn't play music for 9 months at this time. And meanwhile, you know, still hanging out with Guy and Danny at Danny's house. You know, when we hang around, we always just bring out a guitar or something and just jam or whatever. And Danny's like, why don't we play reggae? Why don't we play cumbia? And I said, you guys don't want to play that stuff. You guys are rockers. Like, you know, I got schooled 101 into learning the rules and stuff on how to play this type of music with Radio La Chusma, who had been doing it for a very, very long time. And because of Bisbee, these guys were like, well, why don't we do something? Why don't we do our own thing? And why don't we try to do this? And Danny was like, I'll even drum in this project.
That experience was deeply inspiring. And
And I kept saying no.
Hold on, real quick. Before you move to that part of your story, I remember going to the second show, and it was right underneath where we were staying.
Hold on. Oh, you want to talk about the second
Dude, that show.
So no.
Oh
So
my
our friends, our friend Josh and what's his name?
Frank Deasy.
Frank Deasy. They were like, oh, we're
Shout
gonna
out
be
to
here.
Yessie.
And yeah,
And,
all of
and
them,
everybody,
they
yeah.
all came through, and we're like, cool. And they're like, oh, we rented a hotel. But let me. Let's just talk about the first hotel. So after that show,
Hey, should we talk about shit, Dick?
Yeah, hold
No,
on,
no,
check
no.
it out. No, we're not.
Hey,
Check it out. Hold on.
Hey, you're too loud. Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can.
You're too loud.
No, we're not gonna talk about
Hey,
shit. So
we'll get into those stories later.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
I'm
just
trying
say
to talk about Chucanos right now. That's the topic.
Hold on, check it. So we went and
we got to wrap this up already.
After that show,
We're running an hour already.
No, we're good.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You think let them have it. Let them have it.
We don't have to say everything in the first episode,
No,
guys.
we're
not.
We're gonna have more
There's
episodes.
there's
Let's
plenty
keep
more
going.
stories.
We're
There's
going.
plenty more
Okay,
stories.
Tell your
dude.
hotel story.
So
We were in a
one.
brothel.
This
So
make
that
it count.
no,
We stayed in a
I
brothel.
didn't even say that yet.
We
You're
did.
the one
We
jumping
stayed
the
in a
gun.
brothel.
So after that show, guys, that I'm telling you guys about that was in the
I gotta
backyard.
fucking take a piss.
That I was like, oh no,
I don't know how we're gonna fucking.
It's time to wrap it up.
That
No,
was
no.
that I was
We
like,
can keep going.
that I was like, hold on. That I was like, oh no, like it's not gonna do anything. We sold half the merch, so we went back to the little room that they gave us, and it ended up being a brothel. Anyways, you know, some situations transpired there, no big deal. But our boys Frank Deasy and Josh were there, and we're like, wow, it was kind of weird to see them there because we're like, we didn't believe that. You know, somebody had followed us.
Yeah,
that
they
far.
were like, "Oh, you guys are gonna play 4 hours
Okay,
away."
so like Bisbee.
Yeah, we're
Bisbee
gonna
is
follow
like-
you. We're gonna follow you
and they
and
did,
watch
and they
you guys
did.
play.
And hey, big shout out to fucking Josh and fucking
Awesome.
Deasy,
Thank you
dude.
guys.
Like,
and Yessie.
they've always
everybody
been
came out
there.
and
They've
saw
always
us.
been there, and we don't even understand why. Like, we're not that big, but Josh and
Well, they were pretty huge fans of our music.
yeah.
and
But
they were-
Josh and Deasy have always been fans of like Elotix, Epica, all that shit. They've just always been really cool friends. Anyways, we did that other show. And it was just trippy. Like we had the show with Blue Throne Poets right after. Anyways, we're hanging out with some older people. Some situations transpired. We ended up going to Josh's hotel, and we used his bathroom because of this situation. It was just really cool. in that town, like, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no cellular phone connection. We had to learn.
Service. Unless you had Verizon at that time, you had no service
and even then, we had to learn. Like, I remember we went to the corner store and I had to pee, and I peed on the side, and the fucking cop hit me up. Right, we were in the van, and I was peeing in the back, and the cop was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
This guy, we're walking out of the fucking Circle K, and this guy just opens the door of the car and just pisses right in front of the door, dude. You know what I mean?
I think guys need to go pee.
So it was crazy.
We just
keep going.
We've just had some really fun situations, guys, and
we'll finish the hotel story.
It's so much. I'm gonna finish the shit dick story.
No.
Oh, just the story of the hotel. Anyways, what we were playing was obviously Bisbee, but they give us a hotel. But there was this group that Josh and DZ, Frank DZ, had found.
Yeah.
And we went to them, and we went up to their hotel, and they would supposedly what it was that they would rent this little place to go hang out. But these older people, they were older white people, and they had a mind of their own, like they had their own little thing. They would have fun. They gave us all the liquor, all the beer we could handle.
Okay, but besides that, the last show that we played, Radio La Chusma, we had to close the night, and we were the last ones to play, and we went up and we tore it down.
La Chusma. Anyways,
okay,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So
here we go.
I'm a little buzzy.
We got Danny Hiccups here, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Hiccups.
Okay, so we had played that show earlier in Bisbee. The one when we got there, and they're like, "No, we're not going to a hotel yet." And we're uncomfortable because we don't know.
Well, we already got to that point. Let's talk about the last show.
So we go to the last show. Well, this is what it was going into that last show. We met these older people through Josh and DZ. They're like, "Man, we met these older people in our hotel, and they're great." So we went and we sat with them for hours. They sang us songs and blah blah. So we told them like, "Hey, let's go down. Let's go down to the last show." They sang I can't remember. Well, we told them, let's go to that show. And they're like, "Well, why do you think we're awake, dude? Because we're going to go watch Radio La Chusma's last show."
And you guys were running merch again.
Yeah, we were running merch again. And we had already seen what happened on the first one, the impact. So we're like, well, let's see if they can clear it out. No, me and Guy. So we get to the last show, and it was like 1:30 in the morning, and they close bars at 2. So here goes Chusma. They get on stage. You know, everybody sets them up. They do sound, blah, 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 pop, 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 one mic, whatever. They get through it. So me and Guy are in the back, and we're like, cool. I swear to God. These fucking assholes start playing at 1:30. By 1:45, me and Guy saw the boxes of merch. Everything was gone. And we're like,
everybody was dancing the whole
shit. Holy shit. The last 15 minutes. Dude. So the older people that we saw upstairs in that little hotel room were like, "Oh my God, you guys came." I danced with all those ladies. Whatever. All the merch was gone. It was so gone. The merch was so gone. We just left the boxes there.
Yeah.
And then we're like, "What?" And then that's when I told them when we got back, we started traveling back Saturday, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We started traveling back, and I told Jake, "Dude, let's fucking do cumbia reggae group, bro." And he's like, "Can you really handle it?" I'm like, "Bitch."
I didn't want to do it. I had,
but we had
Aaron had left. So I'm back to my part. Aaron had left, and we took a break on Blue Throne, and then I got burnt out, and I was just in my own thing with Radio La Chusma, and we'll talk with them about it more when we get them on. And so I wasn't playing music for 9 months, and you guys for 9 months, what were you guys telling me?
Stop being a bitch.
Come on, man.
Stop being a bitch.
Let's jam. Let's do this.
We kind of talked to him, and we're like,
I was like, no, I don't want to do it.
And I told Jake, let's do cumbia and reggae. And then Jake came and said, "Oh well." And Jake's not a drummer, nor am I completely. But Jake's like, "Hey, can you learn this rhythm?"
Hold on, real quick.
This little pop real here quick. And there.
On the same topic. So my recollection of that day when we first started doing fucking Los Chucanos was, okay, first of all, too, like we were fucking battling forever on Los Chucanos, and I wouldn't budge. I didn't want that fucking name.
You wanted Atlas,
dude, but I fucking fell in love with it.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get into all that, my recollection. Before we got into that,
yeah.
I remember we were talking about, hey, let's practice. Let's jam. Let's just fucking jam.
Yeah.
And we had
and Jake at the time had only known bass lines.
Yeah.
So you put him on guitar and he was just like trying to figure out how to chuck.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey, play this shit." Boom, 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 boom. Right.
So watch. Look, check it. So like my thing was I remember fucking waking up and looking forward to jamming because we had no fucking like clue like. Maybe we're gonna do some rock. Maybe we're gonna do some reggae. We were still kind of like battling like,
yeah.
There's no telling what we're gonna do. So I remember fucking looking forward to that day, and my nieces and I were like, hey, let's go get some breakfast. So we get into my car. We get in the fucking we go to McDonald's and we get our breakfast or whatever. We're coming back and we get fucking pulled over. And I remember getting fucking pulled over, right? And I remember my nieces, they didn't have any seatbelts on. Well, they had their seatbelts on, but they didn't have car seats. You know what I mean? So I got a ticket for having no car seats and no fucking license or whatever, right?
Anyway.
So we get to the fucking to the house and I'm fucking pissed, dude. I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to practice. I don't want to do shit.
Oh, yeah.
I was so fucking pissed, dude, because I had gotten pulled over and I had got those tickets. And last minute, I was like, fuck it, let's go do this. And I remember Jacob had showed me a bass line that he had made himself.
Yeah.
And it was really reggae. And he showed me, and I was working on it, and I had fucking finally figured it out. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, let's play that song. So like the first song that became the reggae everything is If You Want to Go, which is in our album right now.
Yeah, you can check it out on Apple Music, on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon. You can check it out on Spotify, and we would appreciate the support, guys. Thank you, guys. It's called Ritmo Santo.
Ritmo Santo,
and that's the beginning of Los Chucanos. We're gonna get into more stories and
hold on.
and more in depth with it in the next episodes coming up. We're just gonna wrap this up already.
There's a lot of fucking stuff.
But this is a good.
I want to keep going.
I know, but this is a good place.
We can't though because we want to keep them. We want to keep them stuck.
Yeah.
Next time we're gonna talk about how we came in and Jake's like, "Hey, play this on the drum set," and then all of a sudden Jake's playing this, and then he tells the guy, "Play this," and then we had us three, and then we called the fucking Buenos.
It was a beautiful.
Yeah.
No, Jacob called the Bueno sisters, and then that shit got deeper.
I miss the Buenos, man.
Thank you guys.
Really
Thank you guys so much.
I love those guys, man.
Once again, we're Los Chucanos. My name's Jake. This is Guy. That's Danny. Please check us out on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and also hit us up on our personal pages as well, guys. This is we're gonna go ahead and play out with Reina
on Instagram, and that's JC Melody. I'm Atlas the Villain.
On what Instagram?
Instagram.
I'm Skidola.
Thank you guys.
You guys. Hey, what was your outro? Say it again.
This is Reina.
No, say your outro. Your outro.
There's no guest.
Well, obviously there's no guest, but this is how we feel about all you guys now.
I can't wait to fucking keep posting videos for you guys, man.
May our fans be plenty, and may our fans be many, and our shows be plenty. Peace.
Thank you guys so much.
That was fucking dope.